welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher. So let's jump right into it. We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. What is going on, everybody? This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and thank you for joining me for another Hot 10 breakdown of the week. If you guys aren't familiar with this video, I take the 10 hottest comics according to the Key Collector app, and I break them down for you guys, letting you know if I'm buying these books at these prices or if I'm staying the hell away. But before we get started in the video, like always, I want to remind you guys, if you're not a subscriber of the channel and have been enjoying some of my content, click that sub button for me. I also want you to smash that like button because it helps the channel out, and check out all the new merch I have for sale down below. The link is in the description of every video. Now let's get into this Hot 10 breakdown of the week. At the 10 spot this week is a copy of Dell Giant number 48 and the first appearance of the Flintstones in comics, and a CGC 5.0 just sold last week for $680, up a crazy 218% since 2018. But that is not it. We also had a CGC 3.5 sale for $355, up 255% since 2020. I have no idea what's going on with this book right now. All I know is 200% up in just a little bit of time is absolutely mind-boggling. For me, I don't know why anyone in their right mind would want to own this book unless you're crazy into the Flintstones. Don't get me wrong, I think it's a cool book. I just don't want to spend anywhere than your money it's going for to own it. At the 9 spot this week is a massive Silver Age key. It is a copy of Avengers number 1 and the first team appearance and origin of the Avengers, and a CGC 5.5 just sold the prior week for a whopping $5,999, up 6% over that average. We also had a CGC 2.5 sale for $2,599, up 8% over that average. But we have one more sale to talk about. It is a CGC 2.0 that sold for $2,450, up 10% over that average. Now, I always talk about this book. If you can't go out and get the first appearance of Iron Man, Thor, Ant-Man, and the rest of the Avengers characters, this is a book I'd always be buying. So to me, yes, it's 100% a buy. Find a grade that you like, buy the copy that you want, don't overspend for what it's worth, because I gotta be honest with you guys, I don't think this is an investment book. I think it's an awesome key that everyone should own if you love the Avengers, and because it's a Silver Age book, I definitely want to own it. I just don't think that this book has gone up significantly over the past 20 or so years that I want to think of it as an investment book. At number 8 is another Silver Age key. It is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 20 and the first appearance and origin of the Scorpion, and a CGC 9.0. A super high grade copy of this book just sold last week for $3,894, up 5% over the average. Then we had a CGC 8.0 sale for $675 for a 9.0 almost $4,000, and then an 8.0 just under $700. To me, that seems like a really great deal. That book is up 8% over the average. Then we had a CGC 6.0 for only $365, up 6% over that average. You guys know I love Amazing Spider-Man, and I love Amazing Spider-Man keys. This is one I'd always be buying, but again, just like Avengers 1, it's not an investment book, just an awesome book that I want to own. You want to talk about an investment book? How about this one? At number 7 this week is the biggest Silver Age key of all time. It is a copy of Amazing Fantasy 15, the first appearance and origin of Spider-Man. Not only that, it's the first appearance of his Uncle Ben and Aunt May, and a CGC 7.5 just sold last week for an incredible $170,844, up 5% over that average. Now, I know everybody out there has really been talking about this book and how much it's come down over the past year and a half. But if you look at the chart, and there's a video I'm going to be doing about this topic, keep in mind this book has gone up steadily over the past 40 to 50 years. It's a book I always want to own, and if you can afford it, definitely get yourself a complete Blue Label copy. You will not regret it. At number 6 this week is a copy of Green Lantern number 59 and the first appearance of Guy Gardner, Hal Jordan's backup Green Lantern, and a CGC 8.0 just sold last week for $785, up 9% over the average. Then we had a CGC 6.0 sale for $395, up another 16% over the average. We talked about why this book is hot the past couple of weeks. We all know Nathan Fillion is going to be taking on the role as Guy Gardner in the DCU. However, I do not think this book should be bought right now. Again, all DC keys are going to be shooting up in price as we get these announcements. Hold off, wait for these films to come out, and then if you still want to buy these books, do yourself a favor, pick them up. Falling to number 5 this week is a copy of Spider-Man 2099 number 1 and the first appearance of Spider-Man 2099, and a CGC 9.8 just sold last week for only $250, still up 66% over the average. Then we had a CGC 9.8 newsstand copy sell for $615, up 28% over the average. I tell you guys this all the time when we talk about this book. I saw 3 copies at my LCS sell for $15 each in super high grade. You don't need to go out and spend $300 on a 9.8 copy of this book. Just own it if you like the character. Dropping to number 4 this week is a copy of Star Wars number 1 and the first appearance of our favorite Star Wars characters, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Princess Leia, C-3PO, and R2-D2. And a CGC 9.4 just sold the prior week for $600, up 8% over the average. We also had a CGC 9.0 sale for only $425, up 19% over the average, and a CGC 8.0 sell for only $300, up 20% over the average. This book has been on the list for the better part of this year. Again, if you're a massive Star Wars fan, you definitely want to own this book. I don't think you need to own a super high grade copy. Just get the copy that fits in your collection. It is not an investment book, but own it if you love the movies. At number 3 this week and back on this goddamn list is a copy of Star Wars Clone Wars number 1 and the first appearance of Ahsoka Tano, and a CGC 9.8 just sold the prior week for $1,950, up only 1% over the average. And I don't understand why Key Collector is putting it at the 2 spot if it's only 1% over that average. Regardless, I'm not a modern Star Wars collector, you guys know that, but if you want to own this book, I suggest picking it up in a 9.8. Coming in at number 2 this week is a copy of Ultimate Fallout 4 and the first appearance of Miles Morales, and a CGC 9.8 just sold last week for $1,928, up again 1% over the average. Makes no sense why this book is at the 2 spot. Regardless, guys, I'm a huge Miles fan. I'm starting to see how powerful this character is. I definitely think it's a book you should own. However, I'm waiting for it to drop back down to around $1,500. That to me is the floor price that I want to get into this book. Don't go out and buy it right now. We also got the announcement that this film was going to be delayed indefinitely, so do yourself a favor. If you don't own the book yet, just wait. It will come back down, and then if you want to own it long term and long term only, I'd be a buyer. And finally, at the top spot, and I can't believe this book is still on this list, it is a copy of Wolverine number 1 and the first solo appearance of Wolverine in his own solo title, albeit a limited series. Either way, a CGC 9.8 just sold last week for $732, up 6% over the average. We also had a CGC 9.4 sale for only $220, up 17% over the average. I say it all the time to you guys, this is a must-own book to have to your collection, but again, I don't want to spend a ton of money to own it. If you want to buy that 9.4 copy for $200, $220, I'm all for it just to have them to collection, but why don't you take that money and put it towards a bigger key? That just seems like a better way to collect, in my opinion. Hope you guys enjoyed the video this week. Some new books, some of the same stuff we've been seeing over the past couple of months. But regardless, it is now time for my best buy of the week. And whenever this book is on this list, it's going to be my top pick. It is a copy of Amazing Fantasy 15 and the first appearance of Spider-Man. It is the king of the Silver Age, and I gotta be honest with you guys, there are way too many Spider-Man fans out there and not enough copies of this book to go around, even though I think there's about 4,000 on the census right now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.